And we are live. So I'm still trying to find the people we want to follow here, but I am here with Brent, and we are. This is the Herd Summer Racing League. Brent, over to you.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Herd Winter Racing League. I've forgotten what number of races this is, but this week it is the London Loop course, which takes us through the lovely streets of the city of London, little rise across Northumberland Street, across the Thames, and through the tunnel off to the Surrey Hills. The key feature then is the Box Hill climb, back down the descent, up everybody's favorite escalator, and into the finish. Today I will be watching Cam St. Pierre. He's one of our herd riders, been riding with the herd for a while now. And after we gave him a bit of a hard time last week for neither having herd in his name nor wearing the herd kit, he seems to have um, taken our kindly natured ribbing well and is now wearing herd kit and has herd in his name.
Good stuff. I mean, to be fair, Cam has even when Cam started riding for the Cam rode for another team before the herd. Still does some stuff with them, so I'll give him a little bit of a pass on that. So I've got Alan Bray, who I've got a view of, and we've got one of my favorite Zwift names, a psychologist, who's right at the back of the front group and hanging onto that tail end along with one of my ZRL teammates with the cassowary, Norm Wong, who's another Ottawa guy.
Nice. And Cam is I think he's actually an A now, full A, I should say. But he's beaten me in several races, especially in the Stampede on the Sunday. So he's a strong rider. I'd expect him to be right close to the front. We get across the top of the box, and yeah, it should be a good mix. Who else have we got? I see Matt DeFreitas actually pedaling in this race, so we'll see if he's in it to race it or if he's in it to scout it. What else we got? I know.
And then he'll say that it's a recovery. So
Yeah, the old 7 minutes at 400 watts recovery climb.
absolutely.
Hmm.
Okay.
So far the
Well,
group is
one
just
thing I forgot to tell people we were doing this, so I'm going to put a. I'm going to be a little bit distracted for a minute while Alan is find a link to put it on Facebook.
this what I will. What's Waffle in Steve's good honor as we're just through the tunnel out on the flat part next to the River Thames. They're in a big group. Looks like the group is around 30 riders, so most people have not been shaken off here. It's just just the group pedaling around. We'll see if any attack comes on Northumberland Street here. In race one, there was a small attack there, but really the group didn't split up much. So, um, so far it's just all quiet on the Western Front, so to speak. 45. Thank you. Uh, I would say some fun facts about the London Eye or some of the other scenery that we're taking in here on Zwift as the cyclists pedal around, but I have neither been to London nor done any research for this broadcast in true herd fashion. Um,
Welcome to Herd Racing Media. If you're new here, this is the way we roll.
so this is the turn on North. I don't know. I might even call it the wrong name. I've always called it Northumberland Street because somebody said it once. So we'll see if there's any
It
sort of a break.
rhymes, and I roll with it. But I'm with you. I'm not sure if that's actually the name of the street, but this stretch of the climb is the first spot that you'll expect to see the group break up. It doesn't look like. Well, no, I say that and I see some nice numbers. It's definitely going to split out, but I don't know that we'll get lost off the bat there. It is strung out enough
Yeah, yeah, OTR and ATP jerseys at the front. That always makes you want to think you better put in a dig and stay with them because they will try and take the race away. To their credit,
Oh,
they do,
absolutely.
they race it hard.
Looks like Cam hit the leader getting off the gas. It's hard to tell now. Just 1 second back. It looks right on the back of Sargent. He's with a couple strong runners, so we might get back on. We might not. But it looks like both Cam and our psychologist buddy are both very happy in that spot.
Yeah, Cam's well stuck in. Matt's there. Eric Cedric's in the group. That's a good break for Eric to make it through. Bruce Botorf's in the group. Walton. So lots of good herd riders. There'll be lots of herd jerseys when we get over to Box Hill for the big climb here. Although it does look like we probably shook 5 bodies if this little group in the back's gonna have to sprint on if they want to do it.
Alan is in that group in the back.
Norm, Jen Morose.
It's not looking great. But yeah, let's see. I'm just gonna contemplating what to do. This doesn't. Well, he's coming in
See, they,
okay. He's
not a bad spot on the bridge to try and bridge up. Ha ha
no.
ha.
So he's got. So it's him, Jen Moroz, who's an excellent rider with OTR. That race didn't happen on leader times. And it looks like Norm is he's distanced right now, but he'll be putting in a dig to try and stay with those two. Yeah, they're 5 seconds back now. We'll see as they cover and start to climb. Where it's not going to become 15 seconds back at that point.
Yeah, I don't, especially going now down through the tunnel, they're probably not going to catch back on. But, you know, there will be people in this group that they'll catch on the climb, though, especially Jen. She is a very strong climber. Yeah, in the tunnel, going through. Cam's just catching back onto the group. Yeah, everybody's going to be starting to save their legs and getting ready to fire off here. So we come into the greenness of Surrey.
Okay, so I think someone just clued me in that my audio was turned down way too far. So glad to see everybody. Thanks for coming out, and I hope to be audible for the rest of it.
We wouldn't want to miss any pearls of wisdom, Craig. And here we go on to Box Hill. This is the start of the KOM. I know I always punch this KOM and then it flattens out. I don't ever know if if I'm trying to maximize the KOM time, what the best strategy is here. But anyway,
So I mean, there's a little flatter bit there, but it's not very long. It's pretty much a climb right from that KOM start or the start line.
Yeah.
And it does look like that group of 3 with Jen, Allen, and Norm is about 15 seconds back right now.
Yeah. Here they go. They've hit the turn. They're onto the proper Box Hill. Cam is trying to hold the front of the group. That's good strategy for him. Just if he can hang on to that front group all the way, he'll have a good chance at the sprint at the end. Just for a bit of those watching at home during race 1, the fastest racers were in the low 6 minutes across this climb. So like 6:09, 6:10, I think the first kind of 3-4 races across. The mid Bs like Chris Greenland and them were in the mid 7s. I think Mark might have been a high 6 or a low 7. So those are the sort of numbers you'll see, and I didn't check further down, but there'll definitely be some people in the 8-9 minute group up this climb. So that's sort of the pace you're looking for.
And there'll be people that from this front group that that's going to be what they're going to do on the climb, and they've they've kind of hitched a ride with this fast group, but they're not going to be able to sustain the kind of watts per kilogram you need to do a 7 flat climb up Box Hill. So
I'm just gonna check.
I do notice it looks like Cam has gone for the full climbing rig on
I was just
on
gonna say.
Bike Choice.
I think so. He's definitely got the Roval wheels. I don't. Do you recognize that bike? I can't.
I think that is the Athos, isn't it?
Oh, maybe. Yep. Specialized Athos. So yeah, he's gone full climb. For a rider like Cam, that might not be the worst idea. If he sticks with the climbers up the top, he is a pretty strong sprinter, so he might be able to overcome the aero deficit that he takes at the low end to out sprint some of these lighter guys that are going to be riding more aero bikes on their Trons. So might be work out for him. I always like to see different strategy.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't put it past him to make that stick. He's strong. So I will say, just as I'm watching here, it looks like Nate, our psychologist buddy here, is so he's sitting in 17th. He's got a couple riders a second ahead, and a few riders, a rider 3 seconds back, 5 seconds back. So he's kind of he's trying to catch back on to Max Szymanski and Stuart Lynn. If he catches onto them, I think that's probably his group. And if he doesn't, he might have a lonely climb. So a little bit further back. So Alan Bray is... so it looks like he's sitting in 33rd. So that group of three is... so Jen Mraz is 13 seconds up the road from Alan and has passed 3 more people than Alan has. But it looks like Alan's passed a few people as well. And so he's got 15 seconds on Norm Wong right now. So that group of 3 is now completely split up and climbing the hill as best they can. And kind of interesting to see.
Up at the front, the ATP guys are definitely taking it out. We're seeing lots of 5 to 6 watt per kilo numbers coming through. Cam is holding the front group. There's 4 ATP riders up front and then Cam. So he's doing a really good job to hang on there, as these guys are you can definitely tell that they are trying to push the pace as a team to try and drop him off and get the big finish here. So they definitely put a big dig in just as you come around onto the last climb bit before it flattens out a bit to try and drop him, but he has stuck right with them and they have slowed just ever so slightly as he sits in there. So some interesting racing, and Cam is doing a fine job. It looks like this might be his group as they're putting 5 seconds into the riders in behind him, this group of 5. So 5 is probably a pretty good number to try and stick away if you can stick with them.
Well, and I'm looking behind those 2 riders at 5 seconds, and like I see Matt Walton and Bruce Bortoff, the next herd riders, and they're almost 30 seconds back now. Like this front group is absolutely flying.
Yeah, they're like they're smashing it. I guess we'll get to see what the Box Hill, but I wouldn't be surprised if this group comes in low 6s for sure, given the kind of numbers they're putting up.
Yeah, and I mean Cam can absolutely. Yeah, Cam is a beast. So I mean he was kind of recently went from B to A, and he's fighting to stay on these guys, and doing an absolute great job.
Yeah, they're on the flats now.
Nate, our psychologist buddy, is a psychologist. He's with a couple OTR riders and Stuart Lynn, and they're just a couple seconds back from Matt and Bruce. So they're doing fine, kind of in the middle there. He's sitting in 14th, and so Alan Bray has picked off another couple riders, and he's up to 31st. And he so little bit further back, not sure exactly what's going on there.
Nice. So I need to apologize. There's a rider in this group who's wearing a gray jersey. I thought it was an ATP jersey, but is in fact he's riding for Electric Spirit. So my bad. So it's three ATP riders, an Electric Spirit rider, and Cam here in this front group who did 608s across the top, the five of them, which is just full beast mode for that climb. Full credit to those guys.
That is flying.
Yep. And the in behind him, it's all kind of ones and twos. So this is almost certainly the finishing group. Oh, somebody sprinted on and got on there in their red jersey. Who's that?
Looks like somebody from OTR.
Yeah, nice. That is a heck of a cover because there was 4 seconds from this group to the next person. So that is some grade A coverage to get up there into this group. Oh, they can hold on down as they crest the top of the bump after the climb to hit the downhill. Here they go. So, oh yeah, that OTR rider is just a little off the back. So now we'll see how Cam's lightweight bike choice works for him.
Well, I mean, it worked in that he's with the front group, right? So
yeah,
if that helped him, if that was the difference in him staying on those wheels or not, it worked. But yeah, he's definitely at a disadvantage to the guys on the Tron in the finishing sprint.
And this descent too.
Yeah. But if he can stay in the draft, he should be okay. But yeah, he might have to sprint a little bit more than the other guys. So looking at the ace ecologist, he's coming up. He's over the top. He's in 16th, and it looks like, yeah. So Max and Bruce, a little bit off the back of. He's got B. Edwards with him. Actually, I'm not sure who that is, but he's wearing a Herd jersey, so that's great.
And Cam is having to put in an 800-watt sprint just before they get to the underground, trying to keep up with these Tron bikes.
Yeah, and that's, yeah, holy cow.
Yeah. Oh,
he's 2 seconds back now. This is going to be tough.
Yeah, we'll have to see if he can catch him on the flat bit now. The flat to the elevator. That's the only way, or escalator rather. Yeah, I feel like I say this as someone who has 100% done this exact same thing. Picked the climbing bike and then gotten dropped on the descent, and it is remarkable how much slower a climbing bike is than an aero bike on those descents, and how much harder you work, and how thin that margin is to hold it. So might still work out on him. He's got 5 seconds on the next rider, and I don't know where.
Yeah, so and the next rider's on his own as well. So
yeah.
And then I think it's another 20 seconds to the what I guess, and that's even another lone rider. So there isn't a group. The only group I think is Matt and Stewart, who's 50 seconds back. So yeah, I think he's done very well, and I guess we just don't know what would have happened if he was on a Tron, but he did very well to stay with that front group as long as he did. It does look like he's going to get caught by the lone OTR rider and work in from there. So looking at Alan's on the way down. Our apsychologist is so got about a 6 second gap in front, one rider to work with, and sitting in 15th and 16th with the pair of them.
Nice, that's a good climb. They're doing some full recovery for sprint at this point. I saw Cam's watts drop into the low 100, like 130s, 140s. this OTR rider, I don't know, Antelope Tanganan, sit on his wheel. Good. What were the times like in those mid Bs up box? Did you see what those look like?
Uh, no, I didn't see. I think yeah, they looked I think mid sevens, but yeah, I don't know if so a psychologist isn't in the mid Bs. He's pretty strong. So
Hmm.
yeah, these it looks like they're about 10 11 seconds back from Bruce and Max Szymanski. So I don't think they're likely to catch them. So it looks like it's just these.
Our OTR friend has gone for a long attack.
Oh my!
He's like a kilometer out going for it. He's gapped Cam just a little bit, so we'll have to see. Cam's awfully strong over long distances, so we'll see how this works out for him. But
If
the
Cam
race
can
is
get in
on
his
to the
if Cam
finish.
gets in his draft, it's gonna. Wow, there's not a lot of space left. This is
300
long,
to
but
go. Yeah, Cam's gonna have to go now. This is it. And that guy's still holding out fives and sixes and sevens, so that's a good finishing sprint.
well, so's Cam.
Yeah, yeah.
I think yeah, he's given
Oh,
up
he's
now.
got him. Oh,
That's a great
good ride,
finish.
good race. Yeah, nice attack. Credit to that OTR rider for that long attack.
That was well executed. Yeah, and he went hard enough to break the draft a bit. Because if he just gradually ramps it up, Cam's just going to stay in his draft.
Yeah, and there is like kind of a three. I think he went right on that 3% bump before the finish to go. So well done.
Yeah. So watching, I guess this is Edwards and Psychologist here, and so they're in 15th and 16th, and I think they'll sprint it out between them. There's no chance of a catch in front or behind them at this point. And well, nobody's going long here. They're still sitting at low watts, looking like he kind of wants to
there he
go.
goes.
And he's yeah, there he goes. Orange numbers. That's nice sharp attack there. He's gapped Edwards, and Edwards is pushing back, but I don't. Oh, the helmet power up, perfect.
Nicely done.
Yeah, nicely done by a psychologist. Nice sprint on both.
Yeah, there's a lot of
So
solos.
I guess now we're off to look at.
Dean Pedals in the next group, I think.
Is Dean Pedal in the next group? I was okay. I'll see if I can find Dean while I'm taking a look here. Just looking at so Alan Bray is who we've been following. So he's now the next rider behind Jen Mraz again. He's got one rider with him, a B Kennedy, and a couple lone riders 3 and 8 seconds behind. But yeah, so he's sitting in 28th. He's caught up another couple riders, and coming up to the finish right now. So it looks like he's taking it easy and planning on a sprint. The rider who just came by them, and that was a little late reaction, Alan. It looks like that late rider was able to leapfrog the two of them.
He might catch him. He's gaining.
He's going hard, but he's not got it. He's got to keep going hard to keep the 29th, and it looks like he kept 29th. Just that's a great finish.
Nice.
So good job, everybody. So exciting race. Just kind of. It goes to there's a bit of a sprint or a script you have on this, as we talked about on the Tron earlier. But yeah, that was a great race.
Yeah, well done, everybody. That was those times are fast. Those are fast compared to I think the winners were high 20s or 21, and these guys are in the low to mid 20s to finish. So
Yeah,
it's,
so that
I guess 2047. So close to the same.
that team attack by ATP at the bottom of the hill, that drop cam, that was well executed, and definitely a bit of a would have sped things up with them trying to stay away from those two.
That's good racing.
Yeah,
Full
great
credit.
racing. Okay, so thanks everybody, and we'll see you next week. Good night.